till March 2018. So I don't know, we have no idea what the government is working on based on that. And also they set oil price at about, the benchmark for oil price at about $45 per barrel, which is slightly extremely conservative, given the fact that obviously from January up until now, average oil price has been around $52 per barrel. So I think they're setting, or Nigeria is basing, oil prices are extremely volatile, and they're basing, they're planning based on the volatility today, which can be misleading in a way. So it's important for them to, think deeply about the forecast or where we do see oil prices during these 3 years that they've set, and make our decisions based on that.
In my opinion, I'm not an energy analyst, but I think we should just forget about 2.3 million barrels.
Yeah,
it ain't going to happen between now and 2020. Whether we like it or not, even if we do 2.3 million BPD, OPEC is waiting for us.
Yes,
in
definitely.
March next year.
Yes, definitely.
To give us a haircut.
No, they have given us the haircuts, but we just haven't reached that haircut they've given us. So it's a big problem. It's two problems. They've given us the haircuts, but we haven't even reached there. According to OPEC, we're currently producing about 1.7. So, we always have to think about these challenges. And also the fact that I think about September, the Niger Delta militants are like, oh, if what we've asked, the government is not heard.
The promises.
Exactly. They would, start attacking again. So instead of, concentrating so much on, oh, we're going to be producing 2.3 million barrels per day and all of that, we should actually think about how to, make sure that our production levels at this point stick.
And our cost of production.
And our cost of production, definitely.
Which is a major issue,
yeah.
Which the Minister of Petroleum Resources was very angry about a week or two ago, when he says we're either going to shut down or we negotiate it, or we're just upset that the JVs were spending about $20 a barrel to produce while Saudi Arabia is spending about less than $10 for a single barrel of oil.
And also, obviously, like we're beginning to see a shift from the oil markets in a way within Nigeria. Like this should be more concentration on other aspects that would generate revenue for the government as well.
Yeah, but if we look at our FX portfolio today, in terms of the reserves,
oil is still
$31 billion as our portfolio. A large chunk of that is still from
oil,
this
yes.
same oil that we're talking about.
So diversification is obviously another thing that we've also been talking about, making sure that we're not as dependent on oil as we are at this point.
Any one of you has an idea what to do with the United States shale oil?
Well, we have no control over the U.S. Trump is so adamant on what he needs to do to boost the U.S. economy. All we just need to do is brace ourselves, be expectant of what is going to, come. Oil prices have never been this low. Nobody ever expected that oil prices will become as low as this. But the most important thing is just to make sure that we're prepared for, any backlash that comes with, being too dependent on oil.
Is shale oil peculiar to the United States?
Yes, it is. It definitely is. It's at the time it sprung up. That was when we started seeing the trending downwards of oil prices, and
it became a game changer.
It became a game changer. Yes, that's
and
exactly
within the OPEC in which Nigeria belongs, we don't have an answer to that yet. We don't have an alternative.
Well, no, we don't. We don't. The only thing is, to make sure that each and other agri commodities are our main focus at this point. Cocoa is an important one, like I had mentioned sometime during the show, and we've seen moves. There's a meeting coming up in August, at the end of August, to determine how to move forward with our cocoa production and actually benefit from, exporting cocoa and all that.
Because we do have a comparative. I'm going to get a little bit upset.
No, but yes. We do have a comparative advantage on production.
Because Ghana and Ivory Coast are a little bit way ahead of the curve
us, yeah, we can
of us, and they're picking about $1.2 billion from the AFDB in Abidjan just for their cocoa sector alone. I haven't heard any amount Nigeria is borrowing specifically for cocoa, and I'm waiting to see that figure from the Ministry of Agriculture.
We're also waiting, because if we do take it seriously, we can actually become one of the top cocoa producers in around the world. Regarding oil, we don't really have a comparative advantage. We're one of the major or top producers in Africa, but regarding other Saudi Arabia, Russia, US, we are not we're not the major producers in the playing field.
A very interesting conversation. But as oil prices begin to form and what we call volatility, either to the north or to the south, prices are still very calm locally.
Yes, they're still very calm.
And the news this morning is that the government is not thinking of increasing petrol prices.
No, and I don't think they should, because at this point, living standards within Nigeria is not great. If they do increase all...
it's not great or it's not good?
It's not good.
I don't want to stretch you, but I just want to be sure you choose your words very carefully.
Yes.
Before you leave here, folks are going to come at you and say, great, we're not even good.
Yeah, we're not good.
We're not really good, as it were.
No, we're not good. The majority of the population is still living below poverty line, and increasing fuel prices would not, favor our economic development, because, there's a difference. We're trying to grow, but are we trying to develop our economy?
Let's get together on Thursday.
Yeah.
You'll be here on Thursday again, isn't it? Let's have a different conversation. Let's see what has changed between now and then. Before then, whatever you folks are keeping your eyes on, let's be the first to know. Thank you. And of course, inflation is just around the corner. Yeah. We'll just try and see what your forecast is. If that comes out between now and Thursday, then we can look at some outlook on that as well. A very interesting conversation with you. Thank you very much. And we appreciate having you on the program. Bolanle Olutosin from Financial Derivatives Company. Of course, after the break, Lagos State is Nigeria's economic epicenter, and it has the largest bond program. ₦500 billion was what the Lagos State government rolled out a few years ago. Late last week, it concluded 85 billion naira, series 2 of that program. The target was 100 billion. The folks who put this together will be here in the studios this morning to take us through what lessons can every other part of Nigeria, including the federal government, learn from the Lagos ₦500 billion naira bond program. You don't want to miss this conversation with the gentleman, Buluro, who is coming here from Chapel Hill, Denham, after the break.